Good morning, guys. This is Jason Snellgrove with Crane Creek Kennels. We started this channel. I actually started this as I was getting back into coon hunting, and I bought this piece of property that you see here behind me. And on this property there was a old farrowing house for hogs. So we started this as I was just gonna take before, pictures or videos of us cleaning that old farrowing house up, and in the process, kind of got the itch to coon hunt again. So we started the process of documenting our progress on cleaning that up and fixing that for dog kennels. Well, in that process, I kind of had the idea that, maybe I'd get a pup, maybe I'd get another dog, but with the world of YouTube that, I just kind of document, especially a puppy's progress, just to give me something to go back and look on. And then I got to thinking, well, we might meet new people. I know, you hear that the sport is dying, and there's people just getting out left and right. Young people are not getting involved in it. So I thought, well, maybe I could start something that people enjoy looking at. Maybe they'd get some interest out of it, maybe get people involved in the sport. And as I met people, going from here to there, that buying dogs, buying puppies. I used to competition hunt. I have not got back into that yet. Probably will, but as I meet people, maybe do some short interviews with them, talk to them about why they got into coon hunting, how they got into coon hunting. So anyway, I'm going to try to keep this video as short as possible, but it's kind of what I'm doing here. This is our first video. We're going to be uploading this one first. This is just kind of introduction, tell you a little bit about me and how I got into coon hunting, kind of a short why I got out of it, and kind of short why I'm getting back into it. So basically this story goes way back. As far as my memory take, my dad had a pair of red bones that he hunted, and my stepdad had a walker dog that kind of goes back to a Bartow breeding. I don't know what the red bones went back to, but this was when I was real young, like 4 or 5 years old. I remember 3 maybe, I don't know, ever how far back I can remember. My dad kind of got out of coon hunting when I was probably around 5, 6 years old, but my stepdad kept coon hunting. And man, he had a walker dog that would treat a hair off a coon. So, through that, a good buddy of mine, Jamie Henderson, me and him started coon hunting together, went to school together. We were young. We went out, and Jamie bought a walker dog named Drummer, and I actually thought I bought me a coon dog, but I had bought me a July named Daisy. And they was the deer runningest coon dogs I had ever been a part of, to the point that in Alabama, where we grew up, that they run deer with dogs. And I ended up getting rid of them, giving them to a man that run deer later on. Drummer did tree a coon for us, and man, we thought we had us a world champion coon dog, the one coon he treed. So moving forward from that, probably, I don't know, 12, 13 years old, probably about 12 years old, 11, 12 years old, my stepdad said, boys, we're gonna go get you a coon dog. So we're in his truck and we're riding around, me and him and Jamie, and we go outside this little town called Ashford, Alabama, where I've grown up. They actually have a coon hunting club there. And we come up on this house, and it's a rough looking place, guys. But they had a walker dog tied up that was so old he was gray in the face. And my stepdad stops and he says, right there's your coon dog, boys. And so we get out, we go up and knock on the door, what little bit of door was there, and the 2 biggest boys I've ever laid eyes on in my life come to the door. And my stepdad said, hey, that's a coon dog? And they said, yeah. He said, you want to sell him? He said, yeah. So we bought him for 100. He bought him for us for 125 bucks. Guys, this dog didn't hardly have any teeth in his head. But we took that dog home. He's just a gray dog. He had no papers on him. But man, I treat a ton of coons with him. I ended up having to get another dog later, you know, probably within the next few months, and I don't remember what it was, just to kind of help him kill the coon, because he'd tree them, and he caught coons on the ground but you know, that's a story for another time. So anyway, that kind of got my motors going. Well, I started hunting at that little club a little bit with Jamie and with some other guys that I knew there in Ashford. It's called the Houston County Coon Hunters Association there in Southeast Alabama. I do realize I think there's another one in Tennessee, but this one's in Southeast Alabama. And man, I'd see these Lafayette Dickerson and some of these other guys show up, and they'd have these long-eared black and tan coon hounds. And I just fell in love with them. I mean, I really liked them. So I started asking around, did anybody have any of those type of dogs for sale? And I got introduced to a gentleman by the name of, we called him Preacher Beasley. He lived between Ashford, Alabama and Cottonwood, Alabama. And someone told me he may have a black dog for sale. So I went down there. He was a very older, nice gentleman. I'd say when I met Preacher Beasley, he was probably 72, 73, somewhere in that neighborhood. And sure enough, he had a kennel full of black and tan coon hounds. And he did have one that he was willing to sell. Well, you know, I grew up on a peanut farm, and I had worked, and I had a little bit of money saved, but I didn't have enough to buy him. And I think I was 14, my dad said, what you want for your birthday? And I said, Dad, I really would like to have this black and tan coon hound that Preacher Beasley has. I had been hunting with Preacher Beasley some. You know, we just pleasure hunt. He'd take his he had, at the time, he had 3 black and tan coon hounds, 2 males and a female. And he would take his other 2 dogs with him, and, you know, it was old school. He let the tailgate down on that 68 Ford. Dog box was already in there. He'd load them dogs up in the dog box, would go out to his spot. He just dropped the tailgate, and he'd let the dogs go. They'd go tree coons. It was a great time. Man, we have sat on the back of that tailgate, and he's told me stories and listened to dog races and dogs treat. It was really great. If you have an opportunity to hunt with an old timer, I highly, highly recommend it. It's very, very good times, very memorable times. So anyway, he had this other black and tan. He was about 4 years old, running tree his own coon. You know, and these were old black and tans. They didn't move a track fast, but man, they sounded beautiful in the woods. And so my dad gave me the money for my birthday to go buy this dog. So I went down, I think I paid 600 bucks for him. I went down, I bought this black and tan coon hound. I took him home. I started hunting him a little bit. Won a few small hunts here and there. Never did hunt him in anything big. I mostly pleasure hunted back then. I did try to, you know, competition hunt some. But I didn't know it at the time when I bought him, but Preacher Beasley had bred him. And he got a female pup out of the litter. And he showed up at my house one day, and he said, hey, you know, I bred, you know, Rebel before you bought him. And you know, I got pick of the litter, so I got this female pup if you want her. So I took the pup, of course, and man, she made a coon hound deluxe. She was very enjoyable to be in the woods with. But, you know, being a younger kid at the time, when she really got to going, I had a guy offer me some money for her and ended up selling her. You know, just young and didn't know no better. But wish I would have kept on to her. But anyway, I pretty much coon hunted till I was up to my mid to late 20s. During that time, I hunted and trained dogs for a couple different people. I've never been really dedicated to any other breed than black and tan, but you know, I've hunt walkers, I've hunt plots, English. I think about the only thing I've never hunted is red bone, and I've hunted with some really good red bones. And you know, something on this channel you might see, you're probably not going to see a bunch of walker dogs. Not that I'm against them, but you might see in my kennel more than just one breed, and maybe more than just two breeds. I'm really looking for something that will run and tree a coon. I may do a little dog training for select dogs that I choose. If you know someone's looking for that, I have a place here. I got a pond that we can swim them in. And man, this place is loaded with coons. I'm gonna definitely use this to train puppies. But you're probably gonna see some different breeds here. You may not just see black and tans, although I will say I am partial to black and tan, so you may see more black and tans than anything else. But what I am more partial to than black and tans is a dog that will tree coons. I do not like turning dogs loose and having to hunt them half the night that don't go get treed when I know there's coons there. So I do want dogs that tree coons. So you know, don't get the idea that this is going to be a black and tan channel, although it may turn into that, because like I said, I am partial to them. But I will always hunt dogs that tree coons. So back to the story. About 27, 28 years old. I had gotten married when I was 19. Me and my wife's been married for over 20 years now, 21 years. And she decided she felt the Lord leading us to Missouri. I thought, there's no way I'm moving to Missouri. I'm from Southeast Alabama. I'm not moving to the Ozark Mountains. Although growing up, when I'm from a kid, you know, everybody's watched where the red fern grows, and you know, there was one time I thought I was Billy Coleman. So, but I still didn't have the draw to be here. Well, after some time of prayer and searching the Lord, we are in the foothills of the Ozark Mountains. I live just north of Branson, just out from a little town called Crane, Missouri. And it is beautiful here. We've been here, we actually just bought this place back in January, but we've been here for 10 years. So we actually have a kid that was born here. Let's take that back. We've been here for 12 years. She's 12. So anyway, we moved here. I worked for a larger company. I didn't own my own business at the time, and they kind of bounced me around a little bit. I ended up in Illinois in a campground, and while there I met a man named Wesley Good. He kind of got the fire started back in me, I guess. He come over to work in a refinery, had some coonhounds with him. He brought him to the campground, and we got to talking, and you know how coon hunters are, they get to talking, and we ended up you know, working it out where I'd hunt his dogs for him a little bit, because I didn't work nights while he was working nights. So he had plot hounds. And man, they're beautiful dogs, and they would tree coons. And I hunted one of his dogs in some hunts, and you know, he had a pup that was, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 months old that I was hunting for him, and you know, got him treeing coons. And he really nice man. I mean, he really helped me out to get back in the sport. And my job ended up moving us to St. Louis. Well, we lived outside of St. Louis, probably about an hour, kind of northwesterly, and I met a gentleman that had blue ticks, and he had this blue tick. He was 3, 4 years old, and he said his mouth got messed up, and you know, nobody really wanted him. If I wanted him, I could have him. Well, we took him, and we hunted him, and he would tree coons. Now he don't have a very good mouth, but he would tree coons. And we hunted him for a while, and my job was going to move me again. We weren't sure if we were going to have be able to have hounds, so ended up selling him. His name was Twisted. He was a blue tick coon hound. Ended up selling him to I think you say their last name, the Haywards, that live in Iowa. Bailey, I think is his daughter's name, and she her dad come down, met me just outside of St. Louis. They were headed to Winter Classic, bought him. Anyway, she took him and done more with him than I would have ever done. She made him a bench show champion. He won the water race at Blue Tick Days, and they've really enjoyed him. I actually reached back out to him after we got into it. She had sold Twisted to another fellow there in Iowa, and we hadn't made a complete decision yet, but we've talked to him, and we may go buy him back. He's a little bit older dog and kind of use him for a pup trainer. He's a pretty gentle dog in the woods. So anyway, that brings us to today. It's July 2020. We have a dog bought. I'm not going to tell you what we got bought yet. That'll be coming in upcoming videos, but we do have a pup bought at this time. We're in talks to buy a older dog to kind of help train the pup, and maybe something to get my feet back wet competition hunting. And so that's kind of where we're at. We want to use this to document building out the kennels. You can kind of see what the final stages are there. We're still working on it. It's not completely done, but it's close. But we'll be posting videos. Don't know how often. I'm my own business now, so it may not be every day. Hopefully maybe every week. We already do have one short video interview video that we're going to be posting on what pup we bought and who we bought it from, and we'll let him tell you about the dogs that they're out of, and that type of stuff. And we hope to post more videos. I'd really like to get some old timers on here and let them just talk and just kind of see what it's like to be in the woods with those type of guys, because there's nothing like it. But anyway, guys, I just want to do a short video, kind of introduce myself. My name again is Jason Snellgrove. My youngest son, you'll probably see him on some of the videos. His name is James. My oldest son is Cameron, and I have two daughters. Mackenzie's the youngest, and Tiana is the oldest. And Tiana actually used to be my coon hunting partner when she was really young. She's not interested anymore like that, but you never know. You never know who you're going to see on here. But guys, we just hopefully this will inspire somebody else to want to get into the sport and keep it alive. But at the very least, we can document what we're doing and who we're meeting and where we're going. So guys, I hope you like the video. I hope you like the channel. If you do, how about clicking the subscribe button down there, and you can click the little bell. It'll let you know when we put new videos up, so you can kind of stay up with our progress and where we're going. We're going to have an Instagram page. I don't know if we're going to do a Facebook page yet, but we're for sure going to have an Instagram page. So head over to Instagram. It'll be Crane Creek Kennels. Just follow us there. It's kind of easier for us to post short videos there. So we're about to hit the 20-minute mark here. I know this went a little longer than I wanted it to, but I just kind of wanted to get those things out there to y'all. This is just kind of our introduction video, but definitely subscribe to our channel. Keep up with us on Instagram. We'll be posting videos, and we'll be posting videos of the pup as we go along, and we'll be revealing what kind of pup we bought here in the near future, maybe in a week or so, as I get these videos put together. But guys, just remember, be safe out there and always keep them treed.